POMNI? I'm not interrupting anything. What the? I slide my school-issued pajamas off. Ooh, can I see my pajamas? And look in the closet. Oh, it's my kawaii dress. I take a closer look. Looks like Caine left me a note. Hi, Cooler. This is the Principal Caine. As part of your stay at our lovely academy, you have been provided a set of uniforms free of charge. That's so polite. Looks like you and Ragafa are off to an absolute fantastic start. Good on you for befriending the valedictorian class representative and resident assistant. Yeah, I know. I like a woman with power. Ragafa has a lot of people she's almost friends with, but it looks like you two might be building something genuine. Good luck. As I pull my uniform over my Wacky Watch, I glance down at it. I have a text from Ragafa. Are we still walking to school this morning? Of course. Of course I want to walk with you. It takes no time for me to find her door, though. Ragafa is already standing outside of it. Ready to walk to school with me, Cooler? She takes my hand in hers and we begin to walk. Surprisingly warm. Oh, is her arm sweaty? Did you sleep well last night? I had a dream about you. Still up for tea later? Of course. Yeah, I think so. Great, maybe this evening. I think there's still some in the student lounge. She pulls me along, walking at a brisk pace as we head to the school entrance. So, how do you like the school so far? I shrug. Dunno, haven't been here long enough to really form an opinion. Alright, well, I'm sure you'll come to love it here. I love you. She laughs nervously. Ha 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 ha. Last time I was late, they locked the entrance. I had to wait outside for hours until somebody noticed I wasn't in class. Then Caine had to unlock the doors for me. That's so sad. That's messed up. Nobody even noticed we were gone. Oh, no, wait. She backpedals, crossing her arms. It was an honest mistake. Ragafa, Cooler, good to see you two are getting along. He glances down at my hand, which is still holding. He glances down at my hand, which Ragafa is still holding. Everything is going according to plan. She pulls it away, embarrassed. Don't be embarrassed. Just showing them the ropes. The way she pulls back reminds me of how she stepped out my dorm last night. I wonder if, yeah, she has a crush on me. She definitely has a crush on me. I mean, who wouldn't? I take my seat next to her, and Ragafa goes back to her cheery self, constantly raising her hand and answering questions as Kinga quizzes the class on his lessons. As the bell to dismiss morning class rings, we get up to leave, but Kinga asks Ragafa to stay back. Oh no, is she in trouble? I wait for her by the door. They only speak for a moment, Ragafa nodding before turning to leave. Kinga told me Caine wants to meet me to discuss his expectations for the culture festival. Want to come with me? Of course! I think I'll grab some food first, but I'll meet you there. I grab the lunch of the day from the cafeteria before seeking out Ragafa, finding her outside of Caine's office, tapping her foot. Hey, sorry, I'm late, Ragafa. Oh my gosh, was I late? I'm late! She's mad at me. Oh no, I ruined it! I ruined everything! She notices me. She looks down at her shaking leg, embarrassed. Oh no, cool, I wasn't impatient or anything. I'm just nervous. Caine can be She pauses to find the polite words for what she wants to say. A bit too much. So I just try to get our meetings over as quick as possible. A bit much. How? Oh, you know. He asks you to host a game night and you say yes. And then he asks you to get all the latest gaming consoles and every board game in the alphabetical order, even the really obscure ones. And if you try to say no, he just kinda stares at you. She shivers. Shiver me timbers. Oh well, I'm here to help you, so how do I help? Just help me keep his expectations in check. I really don't want to disappoint him, but she definitely comes off as a people pleaser. Ragafa, the only person you should please is yourself. So, I know it sounds weird, and you can totally say no if it makes you uncomfortable, but if you can just, I don't know, try to talk to Caine if he comes up with any unreasonable expectations, of course! She looks back at me. I nod and she lets out a big huff of nervous energy. Well, if it isn't Ragatha and Cooler again! He smiles down at us, eyes bulging in excitement. Come, call me Charles Dickens, because I have great expectations. Go ahead and wow me, you two. You wanted to talk to us about the culture fair, right, Caine? That I did, class representative. We need a fire eater, a knife juggler, a cotton candy machine, a street vendors for every type of Japanese food. I want a realistic reenactment of the story 47 Ronin, a line of dancing geishas. Young lady, I have heard rumored that the Prime Minister of Japan may be in attendance. The Prime Minister of Japan. Well, Caine, Ragatha is struggling. I need to help her. My time to step up. Sounds double, Caine. Ragatha and I will get started on that. Caine, don't you think that's a bit too much to ask? I need to help her, yeah. Ragatha doesn't respond, but nods stiffly. Well, of course, my pupil. I was going to provide the food myself, but now that I think about it, I don't see a practical way for you two to do any of those things I ask you for. Yeah, you two take the rest of the day off to start planning. I'm going to completely revamp my plan. Go on, you two. Have fun with the rest of your day. I'll be in touch. We leave Principal Caine's chaotic office. Phew! Thanks for helping me manage Caine's expectations today, Cooler. Anything for you. You really came through for me. She looks down at me with a warm smile. Since Caine gave us an early date to start our planning, do you want to meet in the student lounge while we go over the culture fair plans? Of course! Sounds good! Great, let's get going then! She offers a hand, which I take. Come on now, Cooler. Since Caine let us out so early, the weather is going to be a lot nicer. Wow, Cooler, we haven't had weather this nice since summer. And I know with your help, the culture fair will be a huge success. I take a seat in the student lounge, a cup of tea that Ragatha made me in my hand. Ragatha went to her room to grab some things, but it's been a while since she left. POMNI! Aren't you supposed to be with Jax? To my surprise, the first person to walk in is POMNI. Hi? Aren't you supposed to be with Jax? I wave to her. Hi, Cooler, here for dinner. Dinner? What you mean, dinner? I was actually gonna meet with Ragatha for... As if summoned by my words, Ragatha walks in, carrying a paper bag of groceries. Hi, Cooler. She gives me a friendly wave. Hey, Ragatha, weren't we going to have tea and prepare for the Culture Fair Festival? She puts a palm to her forehead. I knew I was forgetting something. Sorry, Cooler. I kinda forgot that me and POMNI make dinner in the lounge every Tuesday. Excuse me? Why are you two having dinner every Tuesday? As friends, right? I'm not... It better be as friends. I'm not tolerating this. Ow. Does Jax know about this? I suddenly feel really awkward. I do. I'm not interrupting anything. She is interrupting, in fact. They say at the exact same time. I mean, if you want, you can join us for dinner. I will join you for dinner. I am starving. I'm really starving. I will make sure there's nothing going between you two. Would that be okay? Of course, that's okay. Ragatha and POMNI exchanged a quick look before nodding. Yeah, you know what they say, Cooler. Variety is the spice of life. They do not say that. The two of them get to work swiftly as they make spaghetti and meatballs. Ragatha sets the water to boil and hands POMNI a jar of sauce to heat up. Even as POMNI pours the sauce into the pot and starts one of the burners to warm it up, Ragatha eyes her nervously. Why are you eyeing her up? There's something going on and I am not a fan of it. POMNI must be a pretty bad cook if Ragatha doesn't even trust her to heat up past the sauce of the stove. POMNI is actually canonically the worst cook. Gooseworks did confirm that. Oh no! I forgot to grab something to stir the pasta with! She says, clutching her hair. Cooler, POMNI, Can you guys hold things down while I go grab something from my room? We'll be fine for a few minutes, Ragatha. I need to have a word with POMNI, and why isn't she having dinner with Jax? I try my best to hold things down, watching the pasta water and making sure the pasta sauce is heating evenly. But within a few minutes, the student lounge is filled with the unpleasant smell of burning tomatoes. I turn to POMNI. Hey POMNI, is the sauce supposed to smell like that? She picks up the jar and looks at it. It says smoky romesco sauce. She reads directly off the label. Maybe it's supposed to smell like that. The smoky romesco sauce bubbles ominously next to me. Maybe if I turn up the heat it will. As POMNI twists the knob on the nearly antique stove range, it goes to maximum heat. POMNI, wait! Is all I managed to get out before flame engulfs the pasta sauce. Oh no. Hey guys, how's it look? She spots the bubbling pot. Get out! No! She's gonna blow. Oh my gosh. Sorry guys. What the heck, POMNI? No, it's okay. I mean, POMNI is the worst cook. You gotta, let's be honest. Takeout? Ragatha nods. Well, we have to find somewhere other than the lounge to eat it though. She gives me a meaningful look. Cooler, your room is pretty open, right? We're going to in my room! Yeah! I'm inviting Jax in my room as well. I'll order some food on Caine Dash. On Caine Dash? Spuzzies? Ragatha makes a face. I guess that's fine. I'm down for anything. The food arrives in a few minutes, and we spread out on the floor of my room like an impromptu fast food picnic. Oh my god! This is so cute! As POMNI and Ragatha exchange jokes and memories about the school, my room feels just a little less empty tonight. I wish Jax were here to see this. Time passes quickly as we finish our dinner. That burger looks delicious. Hey Cooler, thanks for letting us use your room. I nod. No problem. I just wish you invited Jax. Yeah, Cooler is pretty cool, huh, POMNI? Oh wow! Is it really that late? Ragatha checks her own Mackie watch. Oh, it's already past curfew. Sorry, Cooler. We didn't even get any planning done. It's fine. POMNI heads out, but Ragatha lingers a few moments. I know it's a lot to ask, but would you mind waking up early tomorrow? We can go over plans for the culture fair. And I'll even make you some tea. How does that sound? I consider her proposal for a second, then nod. That sounds awesome. I'll be looking forward to it. Me too. See you tomorrow, Cooler. She's blushing. I'm blushing. We're blushing. I awake earlier than normal to a knocking on my door. That must be Ragatha. Hey, Cooler. Ready for our morning meeting? Morning. I look down. Ragatha already has her tea set ready, all packed up in a carrying basket ready for the trek to school. Okay, well, let's head out then. I start heading over to homeroom before bumping into Ragatha walking the opposite direction. Oh, sorry about that, Cooler. Aren't we heading to the homeroom? Yeah, where are you going? Actually, I was hoping we could go somewhere special. Somewhere special? And you're blushing. Where? Whoa. Where are we going? Special? Special how? You'll see. She says happily, leading me down the corridor. We wander for a bit before she leads me down a dusty hallway that I'm pretty sure I haven't seen any students in. After a few minutes, she walks up to a door, twists the handle, and with a crack, it opens. Here it is! This is the place? It doesn't look that special. It just looks like a regular classroom. So, what is it? This is the place I go when I feel overwhelmed. Aww. Is this like your happy place? You overwhelmed? I say half sarcastically. She's always quite overwhelmed. I know, I may seem like I have it all together, but sometimes I just really need to get away. I'm the class rep and resident assistant. She laughs nervously. Ha ha ha. If anything goes wrong, it's basically my fault. It's not your fault. It's not. Even class reps need a time off, you know? Yeah, I understand. Well, if you ever need to share your burdens, I'm here for you too. I really appreciate that, Cooler. But I'm the one who volunteered to be class rep. As long as everyone else can be happy, maybe I can be happy too. Ragatha! I can't help but feel bad for her. Don't worry about me, Cooler. I'm tougher than I look. You're so tough, bro. Now, let's get to work. I don't want the tea to get any colder. I inhale the smell. It kinda smells citrusy and floral. Maybe some vanilla in there too. It smells really nice. I take a sip and almost spit it out. That's nowhere near as sweet as the tea I'm used to at home. Still, after a bit, I gulp it down. That's one way to wake up. Is something wrong, Cooler? It's nothing. Let's talk about culture fair ideas. I say, pushing my notebook towards her. She reviews each idea, nodding. These are all pretty good ideas. She reads my idea about doing different food stalls, pointing at the line on the page as she looks up at me. Ooh, this is a really good one. If we can ask everyone what their favorite food is, maybe we might be able to get Caine to make a stall including all of them. I know, I'm a genius. She's certainly free with compliments, but I appreciate her positivity. I tried the Earl Grey again. Ugh! Hey, Ragatha? Yes, Cooler? Do you have any sugar? Sugar? Yeah, I'm not used to taking my tea like this. She pauses a moment before nodding, bringing a sugar bowl over with some sugar cubes in it. Sorry, Cooler. I take a sugar cube, then another, then about 3 more. Hey, Cooler! Take it easy! You don't want to drown out the taste of the tea with sugar, right? I disregard her protests, adding a few more before stirring my tea. When it takes on the consistency of warm maple syrup, I take a sip. Just like Mom used to make. You really like sugar, huh? I nod as I eagerly sip my tea. So, do you want to hear my ideas for the culture fair? Well, I was thinking it might be nice for everyone to pick something to present for the culture festival. Yeah, POMNI could do a historical presentation on different cultural festivals. Gangle and Zubo could maybe present the best art they did for the culture festival. What would Jax do? She begins to genuinely think about it. Maybe Jax should help POMNI, his girlfriend. Wasn't he supposed to help POMNI? Yeah! They're dating! But the idea of Jax helping anyone seems pretty unlikely based on my experiences with him. But Jax doesn't love me like he loves POMNI. So, what should we do if everyone presents something? Ragatha pauses to think about that for a few seconds as well. I don't know, Cooler. Any ideas? Well, we're planning the festival, so whatever we do, it has to be something that won't interfere with helping everyone plan the cultural festival. It eventually hits me. What if we MC the presentation? You know, we could tell people about everyone's presentations, cue them to come on stage, and even talk about how we brought people together, just like how we are together. I take another sip of my thoroughly sweetened tea. That's a great idea, Cooler. More tea? Ragatha pours me another tea and I empty the rest of the sugar bowl into it. I'll need to get more sugar before I make tea for you again, Cooler. Baby, you are the sugar. I nod and we both laugh as I drink the syrupy sweet tea. As the hour creeps on, we're both reluctant to go to class. Still, we eventually have to. Ragatha checks her wacky watch. Whoa! Time really flies when you're having fun, huh, Cooler? Do we have to head to class already? We really should. I'd be a pretty bad class rep if I encourage you to be late to class, you know. Ragatha begins cleaning up the tea set. I help her bringing the now empty sugar bowl over to her basket. I had a lot of fun planning with you today, though, Cooler. Me too. Can we do this tonight, too? Ragatha taps her wacky watch, checking her planner, before clenching her teeth, sucking a bit of air in. Sorry, Cooler. I have softball practice tonight. Softball. Ragatha and her softball. It's kind of the one thing I never let myself skip, you know? I nod. That's too bad. An idea occurs to me as we finish cleaning up and head for homeroom. Wait, Ragatha! What's up, Cooler? I'm gonna ask if I can go to softball practice with her. Watch. Can I come to your practice? I knew it. Oh, I don't know, Cooler. I'm not that good. You don't want to waste your afternoon doing that, right? No. I mean, I could just bring my notebook and keep brainstorming ideas. And then we can still walk back, talk together, you know. Oh, I mean, if you want to, that would be okay with me. Cool. It's a deal. It's a date. I'm looking forward to seeing you in action. That's really nice for you to say. I guess I'll be the first time I'll have a real audience. But I'm happy you're gonna come out to see me. I'll meet you after school and walk you to the field, okay? I doze off for a few minutes in homeroom, still groggy from waking up so early to meet Ragafa and plan the culture festival. Cooler, are you sleeping? Huh? I feel Ragafa's hand gently shake me. Cooler! Sorry, I guess I'm not used to waking up so early. Right, sorry, I guess that's my fault. Before I can reassure her, the bell for lunch rings. Wow, I got nothing from that lecture. The thought of immediately disappears from my mind as Ragafa excitedly tugs on me to get up from my desk. Come on, Cooler, we have a lot of work to do. Right. Alright, we have today and tomorrow to make sure the culture fair goes off without a hitch, she says with an exaggerated smile. So what do you say, let's check up on the progress everyone has made so far. And then we can share some of the ideas we came up with this morning. First, we check on POMNI Jax in the library. POMNI mutters to herself as she sits at a library table, sorting through a few books. Where's your boyfriend? Hey there, POMNI! Ragafa waves as we approach the Jester Girl. Oh, hey guys! POMNI's voice is filled with false enthusiasm that doesn't reach our eyes as we approach. We're just here to check up on the progress you've made so far for the culture fair. I think you and Jax, where is he, were supposed to find out what a culture festival was, right? That shouldn't have been too difficult, right? Yeah, well, you'd think so. The way her voice trails off at the end of the sentence makes me think this won't be as easy as we thought. I can't find any books about anything I need. This library isn't organized in any way that makes sense. I spent all yesterday just taking shelves down to find anything relevant. Wait, I thought Jax was supposed to be helping. Where is he? Where is he? POMNI shrugs. Oh no. Your guess is as good as mine. He ditched me on Monday, said it was a waste of time. He's such a, bad boy. Serious? Ragafa clutches her hair before cutting herself off, heaving an annoyed sigh that seems to move her entire body. Oh, I'm as mad as you, Ragafa. I shouldn't even be surprised. Well, POMNI, Cooler and I were thinking of having everyone present what they've been working on this week. We were hoping you'd be able to present a historical presentation with what you'd found, which is, oh no. She pauses a moment before mumbling out the rest of her sentence. Nothing. Right. POMNI shakes her head, gathering what few notes she has, spreads across a mess of notebook papers. Don't get me wrong, it sounds like a fun idea. If I even had a single book on the subject, I could probably put something together, but right now... No, I understand, you're right, it was silly to even ask. Well, POMNI, we have to check up on Zubul and Gangle's progress. I guess let us know if there's anything we can do to help you further. I mean, your boyfriend should be the one to help you, but... While it's clear POMNI is frustrated at the situation and not at us, I can't help but notice Ragafa sag a bit as we leave the library, her formerly undefeatable enthusiasm now dented. I can't believe Jax would just leave POMNI to sort through the library on her own! Who knows what he's even doing right now? Probably trying to mess everything up for the rest of us! Can you just relax? You're seriously stressing me out! Hey, it's okay. For now, let's focus on checking on Gangle and Zubul. Entering the art room, Zubul and Gangle are completely engrossed in their own artworks. Hey guys! Ragafa manages to summon her usual cheery tone as she greets the two. Oh. Hey Ragafa and Cooler. What's up? We're just checking up on your progress for the culture fair so far. Ragafa wanders over, peering over Gangle's shoulder. Gangle seems completely unaware. Well, we've been working on posters and promotional stuff for the moment. Yeah, it looks like you guys have been busy. I look over at Ragafa, whose face has gone white at Gangle's drawing. Oh my gosh. Ragafa? Ragafa jumps out of her state, alerting Gangle of her presence. Ragafa Cooler! Gangle covers her drawing with her ribbon arms. That's, interesting drawing there, Gangle. Are you hanging that up for, culture fair? Ragafa's cheeks are now burning red. Gangle gives her a shy smile before nodding. Yeah, that was the plan. I walk over to see what the hubbub is about. Zubul follows me. We all crowd around Gangle as we eye her drawing. What the? I mean, I don't think I can show everything. I mean, it's covering the private parts, but I'm still seeing a lot. Dang. A familiar figure with a curvy figure is in risque pinup style pose, holding a sign that reads, "Culture Fair this way." Now that I take a closer look, it definitely looks like that's Ragatha. Is that supposed to be Ragatha? That is Ragatha. Huh? Did Ragatha not realize that? No. No way! That's you, babe. Gangle clutches her drawing protectively. It's okay if you don't want me to put it up. Ragatha blushes even more, realizing the drawing indeed meant to be her. Well, I mean, I just don't know if that's really appropriate for... She trails off. So you're saying I can't hang up any of my pinup series? Gangle asks, her lip quivering. Ragatha manages to mask her apparent dismay with false enthusiasm. I can tell, but based on Gangle's own excited smile, that latter does not pick up on it. Gangle unveils a slew of risky pinup characters. Ragatha's face flushes with humiliation at the images. Oh, well maybe if they're toned down a little bit, she says, shifting uncomfortably in place. Zubul scratches their chin before chiming in. I don't really see the problem with them. It's mostly tasteful artistic nudity, you know? I mean, yeah, but like you can tell she's very uncomfortable with that. Not everyone is comfortable with being drawn like that. And I feel like you should respect people's boundaries. Artistic nudity? Ragatha's already flushed face turns a deeper shade of crimson. I don't know if Caine will be okay with, She stumbles over her words. They might be a bit much. Who cares what Caine wants? Zubul always hating on Caine. Ragatha's lip tightened on Zubul's flippant response. Yeah, it's okay if you don't care what Caine wants. Care what Ragatha wants. Clearly she's uncomfortable. So Zubul and Gangle, me and Ragatha were thinking about having you guys present some of your art at the culture fair. Maybe talk about the techniques you used and your inspirations for your favorite pieces. Yeah, sure, that sounds easy enough. Zubul agrees easily. Present my art? Like in front of people? Yeah, just a few pieces. Nothing too intense, I promise. Gangle looks unsure. I don't know. Ragatha opens her mouth to try and further convince Gangle, but is beaten by Zubul's interjection. How about we get back to you on that? Ragatha looks at me before offering a very smile to Zubul. Sure, I'll check back tomorrow. No pressure, guys. It's supposed to be fun, right? She laughs nervously, but Gangle and Zubul only look on, man. I follow Ragatha out of the art classroom. She looks utterly defeated by the afternoon's events. I barely have any time to ask her about it though, when the incarnation of trouble itself comes strolling down the hallway. Jax. The purple bunny makes eye contact with us. His eyes widen for a moment, then immediately tries to turn down another hallway. But Jax is already too late. Ragatha has locked on. Jax! The purple bunny stops dead in his tracks before turning his head and batting his eyes at us. Yes? His tone is dripping in sarcasm, but nonetheless, Ragatha matches up to him. You were supposed to research cultural festivals with your girlfriend POMNI. Why haven't you been doing that? Jax looks up, pretending to ponder before shrugging coolly. I'm being referenced a lot in this game. Oh, that's easy because this culture fair thing is dumb, and I didn't want to do it. Oh, so you just leave your girlfriend to do it all by herself? Hey, I offered my girl POMNI to ditch it with me. She didn't take the offer. That's not my fault. Maybe you could have done a better job at convincing her. He grins back at Ragatha, intentionally needling her. Ugh, do you realize how selfish you sound? I take a step forward, but the argument has already started. Seriously, selfish, huh? Why do you care so much about the stupid festival? He says only half joking. Seems like he's getting angry too. Well, obviously because he cuts her off before she can get another word out, stepping closer to her. Is it because it makes you feel important? Like you need to be? He throws up his hands in mock surrender. Go ahead, feel important, but don't pretend I'm the one being selfish. I step between before it can escalate anymore, glaring daggers at the rabbit. Oh, I'm looking at him angry. He looks down at me before scoffing. Especially now that you've got Cooler fooled too. He looks down at me with a smirk. Don't worry, kid. Your damsel's not in distress. He pauses as Ragatha huffs, searching for the words to defend herself. She came at me, remember? Dang. Drama! He rolls his eyes before turning away from us, walking down the hallway and out of sight. We stand in silence for a moment. Raghafa's anger quickly fades to regret. Hey, are you okay? She gives me a tired smile. Yeah, I'm good. Tougher than I look, remember? She gives me her best happy face, but I'm not convinced. Yeah, I know, but I still have softball practice, remember? She says, changing the subject quickly. Oh yeah, you're still coming, right? She says, a hopeful look in her eyes. Of course I'm coming, babe. I give her a warm smile back. Of course! I wouldn't miss it! So, are you organizing with your team or... I trail off. Oh, there's no team or anything. I mean, sometimes I can get POMNI or Gangle or Zubul to join me. Or Caine has us play pickup game, but it's usually just me out there. Man. You're gonna be the first person I've taken to join me for practice in a long time. From now on, I'm showing up to every one of your practice. I'm sorry to hear that. Don't be. Honestly, I've kind of become used to practicing on my own. Sometimes I just stand out there in front of the pitching machine and just practice my swing until my problems feel smaller. Dang. The more I hang out with her, it's hard not to notice how lonely she seems. Well, I really want to go out there and watch you today. Come on, Cooler. Don't just say stuff like that. You're gonna make me blush. You're already blushing. I'm blushing. We're blushing. Well, it's true. I tell her. And who knows? Maybe I like it so much I join you for practice more often. How does that sound? Well, it would be nice to have someone else out there. Look around. We start heading out that way before Raghafa stops me. Oh, I forgot I need to change it to my uniform. Do you mind meeting me out on the pitch? You remember where it is, right? I do. Good, I'll see you out there. I wait for a few moments on the bleachers, then Raghafa shows up in her softball uniform. Oh my. Hey, Cooler. Hope you weren't waiting too long. I know it's a bit chilly. She makes her way out onto the field. So how have your classes been going so far? Oh, you know, boring. Raghafa laughs nervously. Haha. Well, you should try to pay attention in them. As your class rep, I'm supposed to be in charge of your academic success. You are? Is that what class reps do? So it would look bad if I didn't encourage you to pay attention in your classes. Raghafa, you're such a good influence. Yeah, but I mostly just look forward to hanging out with you. Raghafa goes quiet for a moment. Well, I look forward to that too, but you should still pay attention in class, you know. I'll try, but I just keep thinking about you. Alright, Cooler, I'm all set to start. You okay in the bleachers? I nod, pulling out my notebook and starting to go over our plans. We forgot to ask the other students about which foods they want for their culture festival earlier. We did forget that. The more I look at all the ideas we agreed on, the more I realize that we're going to need to cram multiple days of work into tomorrow. I glance up. Raghafa is squaring up at home plate, her body tightly wound as she holds the bat at the ready. A cool wind blows. Shoots so cool. Raghafa loads each softball into the back of the pitching machine, each one thumping softly against the other. I want to look down at my notes and start trying to make a plan, but I can't keep my eyes off Raghafa. The first ball shoots out, and her body uncoils, her gleaming aluminum bat swinging forward to meet the ball. With a sharp crack and a metallic ping, the softball goes flying. She finishes a set and is already panting. Hey, Cooler, if you're not taking notes, would you mind helping me collect all the softballs? Sure! I help her load them again. The second time around, I managed to make a few more notes about the culture festival. But I'm still pretty much mesmerized by Raghafa every time I look up from the notebook. She's so beautiful. She finishes the set by sending a softball sailing over the far fence. She is amazing at softball. Hey, Cooler. Yeah, I'll get the balls. Actually, I noticed you watching me. You want to take a turn? Oh, Come on, I bet you can do a pretty good job. Besides, then I can check up on your notes and see if I have any ideas to offer. Well, it's not like I can tell her I didn't get the work done cause I can't stop looking at her. I'll give it my best shot. Raghafa nods excited. After we load up the machine, she leans against me, putting a hand around my waist. You gotta stick your butt out. And then you just want to wind up your body and square your shoulders. She reaches up to my shoulders. And don't be so stiff, Cooler. Just let yourself move. How about you show me a few practice swings? I nod, practicing the motion. Ragafa gives me a few more pointers before walking over to the pitching machine, turning it on. After a few swings, I get a good feel for when to hit the ball and where to aim my bat. Good job, Cooler. Ready for the machine? I nod, squaring up to the plate. Ready. With a whirring sound, the pitching machine turns on. It's getting close to dark, so I squint my eyes, leaning forward a bit. Cooler, don't lean so forward, you might get... are the last words I hear before a softball comes rocking out of the machine and slaps into my head! Ah! Cooler! The world goes black as I fall backwards. Pain radiating from my eye socket where the softball hit me. I wake up in an unfamiliar room. I see mannequin leans above me. Is Cooler okay? Oh, it's Ming! Well, they are pretty badly concussed. I don't think they should be going anywhere alone. Nonsense. I try to stand up, and I immediately feel woozy. I fall forwards, but thankfully Ragafa catches me. Oh, Cooler! Be careful. The mannequin rolls his eyes. You shouldn't have assumed that you were in a good condition to walk just because you felt okay lying on the bed. Yeah, I shouldn't have assumed, Ming. But the school is closing soon. Ragafa, can you take Schooler back to the dorms? Of course. She says, lifting me up and propping one of my arms across her shoulders. Let's get going, okay, Cooler? Okay. Ragafa, let's go. I make my way out of the clinic on unsteady legs, leaning heavily on Ragafa the entire time. As we make our way out of the school entrance, I'm really grateful to be so close to her. She's so warm and sweaty after her softball practice. Thanks, Ragafa. Don't mention it. Guess this means I won't be seeing her at softball practice in the future, huh? Nonsense. I wouldn't say that. Really? Yeah, I gotta back up if you get knocked down, right? I say, putting on a brave face, but I can't help but suck in the air as we keep limping towards the dorms. That softball hit me pretty hard, and I still have a pretty bad headache. Take it easy, Cooler, okay? She says, helping me up the stairs as we arrive to the dorm building. She leads me down the hallway all the way to my dorm. She pushes the door open without a second thought, lowering me onto my bed. Are you going to be okay, Cooler? Probably. Cooler, you need to take this seriously! Sorry. Even if I'm not okay, it's not like you could stay here with me. Well, I mean, this is a special case. If you need me to stick around, I think Caine would understand. Oh. Well, I guess I wouldn't mind some more tea. Without another word, Ragafa gets up and fetches her tea set. She returns swiftly, bringing me a steaming cup. The cup of tea she pours me this time smells herby and kind of sweet. This smells nice. What is it? Chamomile tea. It's good for relaxation. Oh, I take a sip. Blah! Sorry, Cooler, I hadn't had time to restock on sugar. It's okay, I'll manage. I say, smiling back at her as I sip the tea. My eyelids feel really heavy. Ragafa puts a hand on my shoulder. Whoa. Thanks, Cooler, for everything today. I'll be here tomorrow morning to check up on you and to take you to class, okay? Okay. Whoa! Okay. Thanks, Mom. I say the words slipping out of my mouth before I know what I'm saying. For a moment, Ragafa's expression shifts, but it's too fast for me to get on read on how she reacted. Oh well. Sorry, I mean thanks, Ragafa. Don't mention it. Sweet dreams, Cooler. Well, not sure what her reaction was about, but that's okay. Oh! Ragafa's mom is abusive. She had a terrible mother, and the fact I called Ragafa a mother, it made her feel good about herself that she is a better mother to me than her mother was to her. Well, I'm actually in love with Ragafa, and it'd be weird if I was in love with my mother. That'd be pretty weird. I am not in love with my mother. I love my mom, but I'm not in love with my mom. I'm in love with Ragafa. I love my mom, but I am in love with Ragafa. Yeah. Anyways, like and subscribe. Peace out.